That's a beautiful picture. My hair is out of balance, but let me see how we fix that. We have a very special guest tonight. We're going live, as always, every Friday. It's so much fun to be back. I'm still waiting for springtime, but that's besides the point. Come on, today's what? April 1st, the 2011th, and I have my beautiful guest, a special guest tonight, a music legend, a jazz legend, Sarah McLawler. Did I say it right, Sarah?
McLawler.
McLawler. McLawler.
That's right.
Before we get into business, I have to, number one, thank my sponsors, my team, My Tap, Ginger Broderick, Charles Casano, and Mr. Drew Taylor in the house, Mr. George Santana, and Alex Del Romero. I love you guys. Our sponsors, D'Amico's, the best Italian specialties, Madonia's Brothers Bakery, Your Health, and of course, I'm wearing Caterina Lankova. And of course, my hair again, Sarah, is out of balance. But you see how I fix it?
It looks fine.
It looks fine. You see, we got connected. As soon as you walked in, right, with Ginger, we hit it off. We connected right away, immediately.
Absolutely.
Right? You have a beautiful energy.
Yeah.
You're an entertainer, a music legend, a pianist, a composer, an artist.
An organ player.
An organ player. You got it all, Sarah. Going back in time, I was doing my homework, checking you online. Go to Google's, go to Yahoo, and I said, oh my God. I couldn't finish. It was page after page after page of your work, your background, going back to, you know, the first moment when you became who you became. Do you remember that? The first memory.
Yes, I do.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah, when I started playing music or thinking about music.
Yes.
I was about 7 or 8 years old.
Very young.
And I was listening to the radio, and I could see the notes of the keyboard in my head. That's what I remember. I never forgot that.
Incredible. It was like a calling for you, right?
Of course. I believe we all have callings.
Yes.
What happens a lot, so many people don't follow their calling. They want to be something that other people want them to be.
Right.
And you can't do that.
No.
And be a free person.
Right. You got to follow your heart, your love.
Absolutely. And it might not be what daddy want or mama want or whatever, but you have to, you're put here for that special purpose for a certain reason. And so follow that. And eventually they'll come around. Maybe they won't come around, but you have to do what you have to do. Most people don't, though. So most people are square pegs in a round hole. Most people are.
Yeah.
They're unhappy. They make everybody else
bitter.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's my philosophy.
That's what you got to do.
What I live by.
Yes. Incredible, your music. I mean, it's like, do you remember the first song that you ever sang? Like, can you remember the first song? Or one of your first songs?
I remember the first song I ever played was in church. I grew up in the church.
With the gospel music?
And the anthems, the whole church bit. And the first song I played in church was Sweet Hour Prayer, which is an old hymn, favorite hymn. Many people out here, it's in the churches today. And, but that's the first song I learned in church was Sweet Hour Prayer. I never will forget that.
Incredible. And you knew that you had this skill, right? I mean, your talent was a surprise to you, Sarah?
No, not really. I was fortunate enough that the minister of music at my father's church, her name was Vestarine Slaughter, and I used to play for Sunday school. I was just playing, and she asked me who was my teacher, and I said, "Well, I don't have a teacher." So those days, people were very, very together, and concerned about each other. I don't think they are too much today. But she says, "I'm going to speak to your father because you must take music lessons." Yes. And she spoke to my father and told him that this child need to take music lessons. And so my father said, "Well, all right, Miss Slaughter." And so she became my music teacher. And she was a great influence on me. She was an excellent, excellent musician. She
was so good.
She was a doctor. She got her doctorate in music. But years later, when I was in New York, I used to browse through the old bookstores and record players and records and all that, and I came across a book that she had written.
Oh, wow.
Right there when they used to have the old stores where you could browse through. That's all gone now. It's too bad. But I was browsing through the music books and everything and found a book written by her, Vestarine Slaughter.
Incredible.
Here in New York, over there, I think it was 48th Street over there somewhere. All that's gone now. But what I'm saying, it's good to have good memories, you know.
Of course. I always go back to the first memory. I like to go back in time. I'm not afraid of the past.
Oh, no.
Right?
No.
There's no reason to be.
No, but many people are.
Yes, I know. But you live in the present.
Yeah, I live past, present, and future. I gather them all.
Yes.
But I like to remind people, don't throw out your past.
Right.
You know, look toward the future and you know, have great ideas, young ideas, and all that. But at the same time, don't throw the past away in the garbage, because that's what brought you here, and that's what keeps you going.
Past
we
is
have
the
a tendency. They have a tendency, what they said, to throw out the baby with the dishwater and the bath water, you know. And you shouldn't do that. You treasure the past and what it has brought you, brought the experience to you, you know. And and of course, things change, but then you look back and they look like they remain the same anyway.
Beautiful. I read that you work all these people with Nat King Cole.
Oh, yeah.
Incredible. Tony Bennett. Those are big names right there.
Yeah.
Can you tell us something about Nat King Cole that we don't know, that we might know, or we might not know?
Well, just the way you saw him on stage, that's the way he was.
Right.
He was very cool and very appreciative of what you could do. And his original trio was just marvelous. He had that unique sound, that sound just never goes away. It's still here.
He's so beautiful.
And anywhere that we were playing, he would always come to see us. And wherever he was playing, we would always be his guests. And I never forgot that.
I love the Mona Lisa song.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can hear that song 1,000 times.
Yes.
My mom loves Nat King Cole, and so does my dad, too. We're big fans.
Yes.
What about Tony Bennett?
Tony Bennett was, we worked with him in Philadelphia at the racetrack. It's there no more. The racetrack right out from Philly. Can't think of the name of the club. And he was always gracious and always wonderful. He was featured with Count Basie. And then we met him again when we were in Chicago, and we were playing next door to him. He was at the Chicago Theater, and he used to come and see us on his break.
Oh, wow.
And bring all,
That's big. That's a thrill.
Yeah, and then when I was in Abu Dhabi, was doing a single over there with the organ and the piano, and he was, I was playing in Abu Dhabi and Dubai, and he was playing at the Hilton over there, and we saw him, and he wanted to know, what in the world are you doing over here? Yeah, so it's always, our paths always seem to cross.
Beautiful.
But I have some wonderful memories with all of them. Sammy Davis Jr.
Sammy Davis Jr.
Yeah.
What can you say about him? Incredible character.
He was incredible performer.
Yes.
And I knew his father and his uncle, and I knew his mother also. In fact, I played his mother's funeral because she was one of the old Cotton Club girls. Oh. Yeah, Baby Sanchez, Elvira. And so I have wonderful memories with him. And what was great, it's I don't know, well, they don't have the clubs now like they used to. Performers would come in and to hear you, and then you would ask them to do a number, and they would gladly do it. They get up and do a number, you know.
Of course.
And Sammy loved to play drums with us, you know.
And he get that character, the great energy.
I do live in the past with those kind of memories because they're not there anymore.
But Sarah, I can see that your memory is impeccable. You can go back in time and just bring me, and I ask you, boom, you're ready.
Yeah, well, not bad for 85.
No, but I can't believe that you're 85. I look a little older than you, if I'm allowed to say. Honestly, you're looking good.
Well, thank you.
You take care of yourself. Do you exercise much? Do you sleep a lot? What's the secret? Give me the tip.
I exercise.
You exercise?
I do yoga, and I get my rest, and I try to eat properly, and I'm a firm believer in vitamins and herbs. I know some of the modern people don't believe in that, but as you get older, your body doesn't get all the nutrients, all that it needs. So you have to supply that with, because you're getting older and it's not coming through anymore. So you have to get the vitamins and the herbs and everything to make up for the losses, to make up for what's used to be there. You got to put it there. I'm putting it simple,
Yeah, keep it. Do you sleep much? Do you sleep good at night?
Oh, I sleep well.
You do? Yeah, I can see your skin is very, very healthy too.
Yeah, I sleep well.
Yeah, I can see that. Now, like, what would be, in your words, because you live long enough and you know where you come from. Back in the 50s, back in the 60s, what's the main difference between those days and nowadays? In the jazz world, in the music business, what do you see? What's the biggest difference?
Well, in the 50s, in the 40s and the 50s, there was a big band era. And so that's why the organ became so popular, because people missed that big band sound, that swinging sound, the
Glenn Miller?
Yeah, all those big bands. The people missed that, so the organ took the place of that. And that's why a lot of us started playing the organ. Wild Bill Davis, I give him credit. Of course, Fat Swallow started it in the church, but he started with the organ, and then Wild Bill Davis, and then it was myself, Bill Doggett. So many of us started at the same time. And they said we were crazy, And then the younger people came in, like Shirley Scott and Jimmy Smith. But we were the old. And then they said, well, like we were kind of old timey, but we believe in swing,
I like that when you hear that music. Swing, what happened with her music? My tap.
Yeah.
I want. She was clicking her feet. That's who you are.
That was the swing era.
Yes.
And then, of course, they went into the modern jazz era. Then they went into what they call the cool jazz era. And it was, much of it was highly technical.
Yes.
Everybody was being very, very technical. And they really started playing for each other instead of playing for the people sitting out there.
Right.
Because a lot of the things was over people's head. Unless, now some people could sell that, Dizzy Gillespie could sell that because he was a showman too. Yeah. And he had a sense of humor, all with the